Hey guys, it's Jason with Exotics here, and it's been a while, almost 2 years since my last upload, but with the new quarantine and lockdown in place, I thought I'd come back, make a few videos, see if I can get this going again. Obviously the main reason I haven't been able to upload for the last 2 years or so, I went to university, I wasn't here a lot. A lot of the cages and a lot of the things I wanted to do got a lot simpler. And it wouldn't have made for interesting viewing really, so like I said, because of the lockdown now, I've been back, I've been home now for about a month, so I've got them all back to where I want them, and I'll be making videos now, hopefully up until September, see if I can get some viewership back, because like I said, the last video I made was 2 years ago, so most of the viewers I had back then probably gone, so we'll see if we can do this again, and yeah. So, as you can tell by the title, we're going to go for just a reptile room tour today. Just give you updates on all the animals. There's been quite a few changes. I did have to rewatch a few of my videos to see where I left it. But yeah, we'll get straight into it. Okay, so one of the main things I had on my channel back in the day was Rug. He's still here. He's still in the exact same 34-inch arboreal Viv Exotic that he was in before. That won't be for much longer because obviously in these 2 years he has grown a lot and he's pretty much ready for an upgrade now. The only worries that I have is obviously I need to figure out what size of cage I'm going for and how I'm going to fit that in. But this is probably one of the only cages that has stayed pretty much identical. I watched the May update video and nothing much has changed with this guy. He's still got the same white python heating setup and LED setup. The hide, the water bowl, everything, the vines are still in the exact same way. The other thing is he's a hell of a lot bigger now. So for new people, this is Rug. He's my zebra jungle carpet python. He is 5 years old now, I think, and he's a good 5-6 foot in length now. Very got a lot more girth on him now. I would be getting these out, but I am actually going to be doing a feeding in a bit, which I will record and that will be uploaded as a separate video. Up next is the rainbow boa. This is another animal I had back when I left off. This is Quincy, my Brazilian rainbow boa. This is another animal that's pretty much bursted out of his cage now. He's much bigger than when you last saw him. Don't really know where he is. Under here? Nope. But yeah, this is one of my favourite animals. They're so unique snakes, and from ones you can get usually with their pearlescence. Not a clue where he is. I should probably find them out before I make these videos, but off the cuff. I found him. So he's in this Exoterra here. There you go. He's about 4 years old now, I think. And he's small for his age, and that's because in the first 2 years of his life he was a really terrible feeder and he did not grow much at all. I'd say on average he's fed once every 4 weeks, but now he's feeding. I've just moved him up now to small wiener rats, and he's feeding every week on those, and he's absolutely putting on size now. But that's one that I'm kind of disappointed with, because I was looking forward to him getting really big, but he just hasn't really. Which disappointed me, mate, really, because adult rainbow boas are really something special in their colourings and that. I did used to have him in a Viv. I've had him in a Viv, I've had him in an Exoterra, but tubs really are just the best, especially for young rainbow boas. But no, we'll move on. Up next is a snake I don't think I ever made a video on. I did rewatch, like I said, some videos and I can't actually remember if it was in it or not. I don't think it was. But this is Sunny, my banana royal python. I'd always wanted a royal python. When I first got into snakes, banana was the one morph that I need to have that. But when I first started buying snakes back in 2013, these snakes were about £2,500. I got this snake, it's a male, back in late 2018 I think, and he's absolutely perfect. He's probably, in terms of excitedness, the most excited I've ever been to buy a snake. He cost me £200-ish. And he's actually just come out of a bad shed, which annoyed me, but you can see a bit of the stuck shed there on his neck. But I'm giving him a bath on today, and that's got most of it off. But this is his enclosure. It's just a cypress mulch bedding. That was more before the humidity than anything else. And then just 2 basic hides. He doesn't have the white python heat or LED setup. Oh, he does have the white python LED actually, 1 foot. But this is just a ceramic bulb on a on-off stat. But he's another one that he's really hungry because they haven't been fed in 9 days. Because with the lockdown, it's much harder to get the food in. I'm scouring the internet trying to find the cheapest places to get it, but it's tough really because the place I usually go is shut. Because it's not an actual pet shop, it's a garden centre, so it's not actually open. But I'll move him out of the way. He's lovely though. He was a proper tiny hatchling when I got him. I think he weighed 52 grams or something, really tiny. And he's now, I think, about 300. So he's coming on nicely. Right. Up next is my leopard gecko Citrus. She's a Hibino leopard gecko, and I've had her about 3.5, 4 years now. She's just on a ceramic heater. This one obviously doesn't have a cage because there's no way she can get up there. And usually she just hides it under here. Yep, there she is. But the fact of making this during the day means you can't see her very well, but you can kind of see her under there. She is on a mixture of a dirt, sand substrate. I don't like having one substrate anymore. She used to be on Leo Life in the last video, but I haven't used that in a while because it used to get wet and clump quite a lot, which I didn't like. But this is a very natural. I made this myself. It's out of play sand, topsoil, and a bit of orchid bark. And both hides are natural, just from rock I found. Apart from this one, which is a gecko cave. I don't quite remember the name, but yeah, I love this cage because it is really natural. Both hides she has I made completely from rock myself, so I like both of these. Coming on to here, this is a stack where I used to have the stack of vivs, that the rainbow boa, the milk snake and the hognose used to be on. I no longer have the hognose or the milk snake because when I went to university I had to downgrade the collection a bit. So now this is just where I keep my rubs and my spare cork and substrate and slate rock that I've got. And the main reason was just, it was, while I wasn't here I had to ask family members to look after them, and I think at the time I had 11 reptiles, and that was just a bit too much for them to look after because I wasn't able to come home every week or even every 2 sometimes. But I tried to come back as much as I could, but we'll move on. So up last is the vivs that you saw at the start that I used as the background. These are 3 4x2x2 vivs, apart from the top one which is only 18 inches tall. And this is where I keep my adult corn snake car, the first snake I ever got. My second snake I ever got, Lelantos, my royal python, pastel, wherever he is. And in the top one I have Sansa, my Woma python, wherever she is. I actually need the step ladders to look into that cage, so we'll do her now. Okay, so this is Sansa, my Woma python, and she's in a forever cage now. This is, like I said, 4x2x18, heated with a white python setup, LED and heat. She's on pure sand, which I don't really like that much, but like once again in this lockdown it's hard to get substrates. A lot of things are sold out, so it's just going to have to do for the next few weeks until I can get something else. This is just a very simple cage to be honest. I'm not the happiest with it, but it does the job and it looks alright. The thing is, with her being up here, no one can actually see in this cage. I had a few issues with car being so low, so I just had to bump everything up, and it just meant that she's got a bit too high. But you'll see more of her in the feeding video later, because she's a bit of a dick, to be honest. So up next is probably one of my favourite enclosures. I just like the colour balance and how everything goes together. This cage I only made a few days ago. It uses this slate rock here, which has been in there for about a week and it still hasn't fully dried out. You can see there where the moisture's leaving it. But this, I just love the idea of this sort of slate rock hide. It's held up by 2 bricks, which you can't quite see. And this is a nice warm temperature. He's on beach chip, because once again it was probably one of the only substrates I could get, but I'm actually really happy with it. I used to use it a few years ago, and I do love the way it looks. But Lee is one of the same snakes that I had back in the day. He hasn't grown at all, because he was pretty much adult size. He was about 1,500 grams when I last made a video, and I think he's about 1,600 now, so he's pretty much reached his adult size. Here he is. I think he's just going into shed because he's just losing a bit of his yellow. But for about a week or two after he sheds, he's a bright yellow, which is one of the reasons I look at my pastel north. I'll just leave him in there, not to disturb him too much. This cage is run off the same start as the cage above, mainly because they both need the exact same temperature. And the only problem with this substrate as well is the lack of humidity that it brings, but he hasn't had any trouble with it so far. Up last is the first snake I ever bought, Carl, my Abbott's Oakety corn snake. He is now 8 years old, and it also has the toughest glass of any viv I've ever owned. I can't actually do it with one hand. So like I was saying, Carl is 8 years old now. He's reached his full length. He's about 5.5 feet long, and he's also run off a ceramic bulb with a pulse stat on a white python LED. And this cage, like the cage above, has one of these slate hides that I just prop up with bricks, and they can go in and out of it. But generally speaking, this cage hasn't changed much. There's not really much to change. Like I said, I haven't really been here to keep changing it and messing with it. This cage was actually a lot blander about a month ago. Basically just 2 hides, a bit of foliage and the heat. But that's like just because I'm not here. But I am here now for the foreseeable future, so I should be making videos. Leave any videos you want to see in the comments, and I'll probably get around to making them because I haven't really not much else to do. And up last, the last bit of the room is just where I keep all my things like water, my Moria worms, all my vitamins and stuff. Not really that interesting. But like I said, there'll be a feeding video probably tomorrow. I'll film it tonight and I'll try and get it uploaded. But I have missed YouTube, to be honest. I don't have the same computer that I had when I was making videos back in the day. As of recording this, I have absolutely no editing software. I've also completely forgotten how to edit, so it'll take me a few weeks to pick all that back up. But hopefully you can bear with me, and I can get back to making a few videos. So like I said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow.